UNA head baseball coach Mike Keene joins us in the press box at Mike D. Lane Field following North Alabama's 13-10 win over Division I opponent Alabama A&M. And Coach, first off, 13-10, the final score. A lot of runs scored in this one, but overall it has to feel pretty good to get a midweek win over a Division I opponent.
It'd feel better if we would have kept the lead and not allowed them to come back. So, but obviously, anytime you get a win, you're going to take it. It just, you got to give them credit. They really kept battling there. And I was with Mancur. One of the things we're doing about throwing strikes, and he was. And unfortunately, he had a couple flares that landed, and we were playing for some reason way too deep on that one ball that didn't get caught, and we could have been out of the inning a lot earlier. So, some things like that happen. But at least he wasn't walking everybody. And it was a good offensive day for us, and we had that one big inning where we had a lot of guys really step up and felt like we had the game pretty much under control. But obviously, in the game of baseball, that's I always tell someone, you tell me what a safe lead is, and then I'll understand it. But like today, that obviously a 10 runs was not a safe lead.
All right, let's talk about that 10-run inning for just a little bit. Really highlighted by Kyle Hubbock's grand slam, a blast. I think it might have cleared the scoreboard. I really lost it in the lights, but Kyle Hubbock is now the only player in UNA history with 10 home runs or more in 3 different seasons. And we've talked a lot about Kyle, the all-time leader in career home runs now, but he had a triple and a grand slam, and here he is once again heating up.
Yeah, he did a great job. To be honest, it was one of those things where they couldn't pitch around him. That's really what they've been doing. Of course, Brant's been doing a good job hitting behind him, but they really couldn't pitch around him. And he really did a great job of just being patient and looking for something in his own. And obviously, he crushed it and got it up in the pitch where he drove and he stayed on it. And it was just it was a big blow and really was what he needs to do and step up. And he just did it. He's been doing a great job all year long with looking for his pitch and get it, and he got it, and he obviously hit it a long ways.
Tate Mathis was a player you talked about to me during the pregame that you wanted to see him get going. 2 for 4 today. He had a RBI, 2 RBIs actually in the 10-run 7th inning, but he also hit his first career home run in the 6th inning to tie the ball game up when the team was trailing. So once again, if he can build off this, he's a big bat to get going.
And he's done, where he's really hasn't had great days has been midweek. He's been good for us on the conference, especially in RBI situations. That's why I really, kept playing him because he's just been so good for us in, just like this past weekend when he got the inning going with the double in the other way. Did it in Montevallo, stepped up big again today, and he's had some pop in his bat. That didn't surprise me. He just got to continue to get well, hit the ball, solid, and stay inside the baseball and continue to do well. I was glad to see him have a good midweek game.
Let's talk about 2 pitchers real quick. Let's start with Austin Nichols, the starter. 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. He retired the first 8 he faced until running into a little bit of trouble, but your takeaways from the young freshman?
And that's kind of been his, trademark this year. He looks like he's just going to be able to coast, and it seems like when that second and coming up around that third AB, they're able to get to him a little bit better. So, but overall, didn't pitch bad, and I was kind of felt we were turning the lineup over again, and and I went with Jonathan Cook, and he did so good for us last year. He hasn't pitched well, but I kind of talked in there. We're going to go with him, and I thought he did a great job. I was really pleased to see him attack the zone. He didn't walk. I don't think he walked anybody if I'm looking at it, and that was the key to him. And then. Obviously, that's what we wanted to do, and then we got the big inning. But I thought both those guys pitched well, but I really was pleased with Jonathan Cook. I thought did a great job.
Coach, next up, West Alabama, a big conference test this weekend. We already have a midweek matchup with them, but it's different on the weekends. What are you thinking heading into the weekend?
Well, it's anytime you go into the weekends in the GSC, you got to always tell the guys you got to throw the records out. West Alabama's records, they're not having a great year by any means, but they're very talented. You're not going to be preseason in the top 10 or top 15, whatever they were, without having some potential. They get some good arms. It's always tough to play at West Alabama. I know the guy that threw against us that beat us here, he's back on the weekends again, so we're going to have to face him, and we've just not done very well against him. So I'm sure we're going to have to learn to adjust, and I'm sure he's probably wanting to throw to us as much as success he's had against us. But we know I already talked to him. I said, we got to build on tonight, and I said the one thing we did, for the most part, we played pretty good defense tonight. And I told him that against West Alabama, you got to pitch well, you got to play good defense, and then try to scratch those runs against their power arms.
Coach, thanks for talking with us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's UNA head baseball coach Mike Keene, North Alabama. 13-10 winners over Alabama A&M here in a midweek matchup. Next up, it's a conference road trip to Livingston, Alabama, taking on to West Alabama.